Well, I hope this information proves useful to somebody. Anyhow, I recently purchased a 97 Electra Glide. I had 40,000 miles on it. Previous owner said that the recent forks had been rebuilt. There's a new, actually, kit in it, suspension kit. So I don't doubt that. But one of the forks was leaking. So I thought, what the heck, I'll tear that apart. In the process of doing so, once the fork was off the bike, trying to hold that tube to remove this cap nut was a bit of a bear. Being a polished surface, gripping it safely, its and mine, was a tad bit of a challenge. The previous owner, or of course, the person before him, somebody either sent it into a shop or tried to do it themselves. As you can see here, there's scarring on this upper fork tube. Fortunately, it doesn't get into where the seal is at, so, and it's covered and protected by the shroud that goes over the top here, chrome stainless steel shroud. So it's not that big of a deal, but still, you don't clamp a fork tube in a vise or in a pair of channel locks or with a pipe wrench, because they only bite from two sides. And if you over torque it, you're going to crush that tube or deform it at least, and you don't want to do that. So you can go online, you can buy a clamp that serves one purpose only, for one diameter only, and pay anywhere from, by the time you include shipping, about $25 to $200 or $300. I found the simplest way to do it on the budget. Take a 2x4, bore a hole the same diameter as your fork tube. I utilize this guy. Yes, it's an antique, and believe me, sometimes the old ways are best. This bit is actually adjustable. I can bore a hole with this up to almost 2 inches. This part of it slides out, but a paddle bit will work. Just to make sure that you're not boring through a recessed area like this, because that bit might drop in there. And if it does, it's either going to snap the bit or it's going to throw this thing someplace. Once that's done, once the hole's bored, take some double-sided duct tape and pick it up at the local hardware store. Cut a piece to sit in here. Once that's done, peel off that blue layer and lay in a piece of inner tube rubber. Once you do that to both sides, you set the tube into that rubber. You use either a pair of C-clamps to hold the two blocks together, or a pair of wood clamps. I actually set it inside my Workmate bench vise. And I mean, this thing, just with my thumb holding it, I can't turn that by hand. There's no way. It's not, I mean, that thing is solid. So you do that, you've got a clamp, you're able to take the tube apart without any damage to it. It protects your surfaces, protects your tubes. And then when you go to put it back together, nice thing is, once the seal's in, you extend your tube, you put your springs in. The problem you're going to have is this tube's always want to drop back down inside there, unless you have somebody helping you. Well, if you've got this, you can actually extend your fork so that it's up against the seal, clamp your fork tube at the top of the lower fork. It's not going anywhere. Now you can force the spring down using the cap nut, press it in, thread it, get it all set, and put it back together by yourself. And in doing so, you haven't done any damage at all to the fork tube, and it's made your life and your day a lot smoother. Again, I hope this information was helpful to somebody. Stay safe out there, guys. Keep the rubber side down, and God bless.